My name is Kason Maddox. I am a 200-pound 6'2" QB from Dallas, Texas, and I play for the Duncanville Panthers. And because I'm sick during this recording, I'm going to be using a voice changer. As I began my first game against Flower Mine High School, I was pumped. On the first play of my high school career, I threw up a prayer to Thine Nugan, who caught it. Then on the very next play, I also threw it to Thine Nugan, and he took it all the way to the end zone for 6. After that, I scrambled and took it, tried to swerve around him, but I wasn't able to. So that brought me to the 25, where I slung it to Craig Ostrander, who caught it for a touchdown. After that, I scrambled again, and this time I had a lot of space. I tried to juke him out, but I was unsuccessful. This time I stepped up in the pocket and I was sacked, but I fumbled right to Pearson. And on that play, my offensive line forgot how to block. And then I threw up a bomb to Gio Saria, who broke a tackle and was all the way to the 10. Then I threw up a bomb that was incomplete. And I threw that ball up, and I instantly knew it was going to be a touchdown. And with that kneel, I ended the first game of my career, and I got an offer from Tulane. I rolled out from the pocket, but I was sacked as I thought I had space. And here on the goal line, I simply walked it in for 6. On this play, I threw it up to Alex Howell, and he caught it, but I was seriously knocked down, so that would put me out for 2 quarters. When I came back, I was forced to throw it away, but I didn't get the ball out. Then I threw up a prayer to Gio Saria, and he caught it down to the 10. I rolled out and found Thon Nugan for a touchdown. We won 42-14. Then against Galveston, I scrambled out of the pocket, tried to get outside of my blocks, and I was successful for a 13-yard gain. Then I slung it up to Gio Saria, who I didn't think was going to be gone, but with his incredible speed, he got all the way to the 10. Then I scrambled and threw it to Thon Nugan, who got, and I saw Gio Saria running up the defense, and I threw it up to him, and luckily he came down with it for a touchdown. And on this play, I threw it to Michael Weisbecker, and he got it for 30 yards. And I knew that Gio Saria was instantly going to be open, but I did not expect the catch that he delivered. So far, we were up by 1 touchdown, and I gave it to Gio Saria, who got it for 20. Right as I snapped this ball, I saw Michael Weisbecker go on a streak, and I thought this ball was going to get picked off, but he delivered the ultimate head top. Then here, I gave the ball to Gio Saria, who took a hit to get an extra yard. Now we were down by a touchdown, and I threw it to Gio Saria, who hauled it in on 4th down. And with a minute 50 to go, I rolled out to my right, and I got to the end zone, but before I could get to the end zone, I fumbled, and when I came back to look at it, I was clearly down before I fumbled, but instead it gave Galveston a 1st down at the 25. And as I snapped this ball, I saw and I scrambled to my left for a really large gain as I tried to juke him out but was unsuccessful. And I didn't realize that the clock was ticking down, but it didn't really matter because I called Hut. Right as I called Hut, I knew that I was going to have to scramble, but I didn't get anywhere at all. With 40 seconds left, I tried to creatively Geosaria, but it hurt us more than it helped us. And as I rolled out to my left, I saw Thon Nugian, but he was 1 yard short. I thought he had gotten out of bounds, but he hadn't. So the clock was ticking and we had no timeouts. And I rolled out to my right, and I was stopped 1 yard short. And I don't know why, but I thought the clock had stopped. But so I didn't huddle to the line. But right as I got to the line, the clock started ticking, and we lost a heartbreaker to Galveston High School. At least I got a scholarship from Tulane. Now we're playing against Bryan High School, and I was ready to cook them up, hopefully. And as I swerved right around that guy, I tried to hurdle, but instead I got flipped upside down. And I launched this ball up, but instead it got picked off. I threw this one up, and it got picked off again. I knew my coach was about to pull me off the field, but luckily I threw it to Geosaria for a completion. And on our own goal line, I threw this ball up into double coverage, and it got picked off for a third time today. I know that my coach was so close to pulling me from the field, but luckily I completed that to Felix Rivero. Then my offensive line forgot how to block, so I got sacked. Then I threw up this ball, which got picked off for a fourth time today. And when I fumbled, I knew that my coach was ultimately unhappy with me. Luckily, we didn't have a very good backup on the team, or else I would have been gone quite a while ago, as I threw my fifth pick. And I rolled out to my right, and I saw space, but I wasn't able to break the tackle. It is really a miracle how we are still in this game, but that's one of the reasons, because my receivers don't know how to catch. But then Felix Rivero fought to the 2, and we could take the lead, and luckily we did with Geosaria's toe-tapping catch. And then I lofted that up, which got picked off for 7th time today. And I threw that, which luckily Craig Ostrander hauled in. And I threw up an absolute bomb, which got dropped. Felix Rivero caught this ball into the other red zone. And I rolled out to my right, but I don't know why I did that because it didn't really help very much. And then, which didn't help, is I almost got sacked, which we had to waste it down. I rolled out to my right, and I got out of bounds. And I threw the game-winning ball to Michael Weisbecker, and on the sideline, I knew that everybody was going crazy. This time we were playing at home against Carrollton High School, and on the first play, I rolled out to my left for a 7-yard gain. And I looked over for Thon Nugian, who I thought was going to be gone, but he got a horse collar tackle. Then I threw this ball to Narrigan Glick, who I didn't even know was on the team, but he is. But then I fumbled the ball. I have a problem with turnovers this season, So my coach is not happy with me, especially because I played for Duncanville High School. Then I threw this to Gio Saria, and because he's really good, he caught it in. Then near halftime, I rolled out to my left and I gained quite a few more yards than I expected to. Then I threw up this bomb, which got picked off. Then I threw it to the sideline for Fine Nugian. Then I delivered this bomb to Morris Bennett. But I threw another interception, and I don't even know how schools were even looking at me. So far, you could probably compare my season to Jameis Winston's 30-30 season, where he threw 30 touchdowns and 30 interceptions. The only difference is that I could actually run the ball. I don't know if he could, but I know I can. And Alex Howell cut inside to get it to the end zone. And I threw this to Michael Weisbecker, who I thought lost yards, but he gained nothing. Then I threw up this bomb, which luckily got caught, but he wasn't able to stay on his feet for too long, so he went down. And I saw a bunch of space on my right, so I swerved around him, fought my way to the 10-yard line. I rolled out again, and luckily this time I got to the end zone without fumbling. And I was watching from the sideline as my team was about to get a close win against Carrollton High School. And as that ball was batted away, it was a turnover, and with that kneel, we officially won the game. And against Vernon High School, I threw this to Gio Saria, and he got an absolutely perfect block to be able to take it for more yards. And I threw this to Michael Weisbecker, who instantly went down, but at least he caught it. And I rolled out to my left and made what I thought was a really athletic throw until it got picked off. Then I rolled to my right, trying to avoid the safety, and I was able to do so as I got another 21-yard rush. And I threw this ball to Von Nugan, who I didn't know if he was going to be able to come down with it, but luckily he was able to. Then he did the same thing again. After all of Thine Nin's performances, I finally learned how to pronounce his name right. It's not Nugan, it's Yin. And I threw this ball to Thine Yin, and he pulled it into the midfield. And I thought I was about to get sacked, but then I flipped it to Alex Howell, who took it in for 6. And then on the goal line, I brought it in again. So far, I wouldn't say we were cooking them, but we were frying Vernon as we went up by 3 touchdowns. Then I rolled to my left again, and I got a solid 25 yards. And I rolled out to my right, and I didn't think I was going to get anywhere close to this first down, but I was able to. And then on the next play, I took it in for a touchdown. And that will be the last time I saw the field as we beat Vernon High School. Right as this game started, I was so excited to play against Raymondville because they were 0-6 and I wanted to light them up. And right as I swerved right around the defender, knew I was going to have a fun day. And on this play, I threw an absolute dime to Michael Busbecker, who hauled it in for the touchdown. And then I broke a tackle, but then fumbled the ball straight to the defense, and I was so unhappy. Then on our own goal line, I just thought I was going to scramble to the right, but instead I found Chris Hussein for the 20-yard play. Oh, then over the middle, I saw Giosaria for a big gain. Then in the red zone, I stood in the pocket and delivered a dot to Giosaria for another touchdown. Then, coming up on halftime, I threw another dime to Michael Weisbecker, who hauled it into the 20. Then, towards the end of the third quarter, I tried to scramble to my left or to my right, and I gave it to Giosaria. Then I threw a strike to him again, and we went up by 4 touchdowns. That would be the last time I saw the field, as we easily beat Raymondville. And then, in my college choices, I got a scholarship from Utah, and then Texas was interested in me. Then, in this game against Forger High School, I was so excited. I set my feet and threw to Thon Yugen, who trucked a guy to get us some extra yards. Then I threw a very athletic throw to Giosarnia for 8 yards. Then I scrambled out to my right, and I didn't think I was going to get very many yards, so I threw a ball straight to the defender, and I was so mad. Then my offensive line kind of forgot how to block, so I almost got sacked. To this point, we had put up a staggering 3 points, and I got sacked down to the 1. On my own 1, I threw an absolute dot to Thon Yugen, who broke 1 tackle, and he got a really large gain. Then on the goal line, I simply walked in for 6. Now, at the end of the game, with 3 seconds left in the fourth quarter, my team was down by 1, so I threw up a Hail Mary, which got caught, but he wasn't going to be gone, so we lost to Borger High School. And with that win or with that loss, we would make it to the playoffs against Kingsville High School. And on this play, I thought I was going to get something going, but instead I got sacked. And then on the goal line, I tried to create, and I did, and I threw it to Thon Yugen for a touchdown. Then I thought I saw him deep, but then I threw an interception right to the defense, and I was so mad you don't even know. Then I thought I was going to get the throw, but instead I was sacked. Then on my own goal line, I scrambled to my right, and I broke a tackle, and I was off all the way to midfield until I fumbled. And believe me, this play made my coach go from happy to sad in a matter of seconds. Then I threw this ball up to Van Eugen, and he didn't catch it, so it was a pick. Then we were down by so much that I just wasn't even trying anymore. Then I threw this ball straight to the defense, and that would be my 4th pick of the day. And then I just barely got this ball out to Gio Saria, who had the speed and broke 2 tackles to take it all the way in for what could be the highlight reel of his high school career. And by the way, sorry about earlier, this wasn't the playoffs. It was one of the last weeks of the regular season. And then I threw a pick straight to Kingsville High School. And I got a scholarship from Penn State, and then USC was interested in me. So against Athens, I knew that USC was watching me, and I needed to prove myself against them. Then, close to the goal line, I threw this ball to Alex Howell, and it was the worst drop I think I've ever seen. But on the next play, I threw it to Gio Saria, who got it in for a 10-yard touchdown. Then on this play, I threw it to Craig Ostrander, who caught it. And then I dropped for a safety, which was very unfortunate. But then on the goal line, I threw an absolute dime to Gio Saria, and he did the exact same thing he did last week, pulling off an incredible touchdown. Then, as I rolled out to my right, I saw Craig Ostrander for a 12-yard gain. And then I thought I was going to throw a bomb, but instead I threw a pick. Then Alex Howell brought it in for a touchdown. Then, at the beginning of the second half, I thought I was going to roll out, but instead I set my feet and threw it to Chris Hussein, who trucked a guy and got a few extra yards. Then I threw it up to Craig Ostrander, who somehow got past the defense for a touchdown. To this point, we were thrashing Athens, so I wasn't too worried. But then I threw this ball to Gio Saria, and I knew that could seal the win. And then I threw up this bomb, which I thought was going to be a touchdown, but instead it was a pick. I was starting to become worried that they might come back, but then our defense got a stop, and I saw Craig Ostrander for a deep touchdown. Now we were up 38-9, and on the first play of the fourth quarter, I rolled out to my right and got past the defender, but I fumbled into the end zone, and I don't know the ruling on this, but I'm pretty sure that the defender picked it up. I don't know if y'all could tell, but the defender picked it up in the end zone, and I'm not exactly sure how that's a touchdown because I clearly fumbled the ball I don't know if you could tell, but the defense doesn't have a red uniform on, and he even picked it up out of bounds, but I'm not complaining as that touchdown sealed our win. And with that game, Oklahoma offered me a scholarship, but then Colorado came interested in me, and I wanted to play for Deion Sanders. Then against Forest Hill High School, I threw up this absolute dime to Thine Yen, and he caught it. Then I rolled out to my right and I got some yards down into the 10. Then I threw this ball to Gio Saria, who did what he does best and got it in for a touchdown. Then Alex Howell got it in for a short touchdown again. Then I thought I was going to have somebody open, but I didn't, so I just rolled out to my right and got down to the 1-yard line. Then on the next play, I saw a very easy touchdown to Gio Saria. Nobody was on him. Then I rolled out to my right, and I saw a whole bunch of space, so I swerved and got to the 6. Then I got down into the end zone after I wobbled in because of my teammate. From this point, we were just crushing Forest Hill, and I could tell that they were honestly just tired because they gave up this incredible deep touchdown on the last play of the third quarter. I rolled out to my left, and I set my feet and threw an absolute laser to Gio Saria, and if I'm being honest, that could be one of the most athletic plays I've ever seen. And that play would win us the game as I officially became a 5-star recruit. Colorado offered me a scholarship, and then I took Wisconsin's offer. And then we were playing against Pampa High School, and now I rolled out to my left, and I got a solid 6 yards until I fumbled, which was not a good way to start the game. Then Alex Howell had what I could possibly say one of the greatest runs to ever happen in high school football history as he broke 7 tackles. It's what it felt like, and he got it for 61 yards. Then I thought I was going to have a laser, but instead it got intercepted. Then I saw a streaking Gio Saria. He got it for a 56-yard play. Then I rolled out to my right, and I saw nobody there, and I just walked in for a touchdown. Then I rolled to my right and threw this up Craig Ostrander, and he came down with it. Then I threw a laser over the middle to Gio Saria as he wobbled in for a touchdown. Then I threw another dot to Gio Saria, who caught it in for another touchdown. By this point, I was feeling like I was the exact opposite of Josh Allen, really good in the or Josh Allen's really bad in the playoffs, but I think I'm pretty good in the playoffs, at least compared to the regular season. And in Alabama, with that play, was interested in me. Then in the state championship for the state of Texas, we were up in a rematch against Kingsville High School, and they absolutely crushed us 3 games ago. So I could not wait to get my revenge. Then I threw this to Michael Weisbecker, and he caught it to get into the red zone. Then Alex Howell rushed it in for a touchdown, and I threw this ball to Alex Howell, and he did what he did best and get some yards. Then I rolled out to my right, and I saw some open space, and Fan Yen made possibly one of the greatest plays in football history. Then I threw this ball up to Gio Saria, but instead it got intercepted. Then I threw this to Michael Weisbecker, and he got out of bounds. Then, approaching halftime, I let up this ball to Fan Yen, put it in for a touchdown. Then I threw a pick right to Green, but that play ended up not mattering, as we would eventually win the state championship in what I would say is the best game of my high school career. And Alabama offered me a scholarship, and then Auburn, California, and Arizona State were interested in me. And as I went into signing day, I saw so many great offers, but Oklahoma and Alabama were my top two. But I was looking at some other ones just in case. But in the end, it was between them and Alabama, and I ended up choosing Alabama, and I'm going to wear number 9.